I'm getting money.
Welcome to Secure the Bag, Week 15. What it do?
What it do? What's up, fam bam?
Nothing much, man. I'm doing all right. I'm actually a little bit crusty today. I'm a little bit feeling like something might be coming on, so I'm hoping it's nothing serious. I actually had tickets to Spider-Man tonight, but I think I'm gonna pass just because I'm feeling sniffly in my chest. I'm hoping it's just a change in the weather, man, because it has been cold these last couple days here.
Bro, this morning, I think like yesterday, I was able to see my breath. So I just saw it barely. And like this morning, it was like puffing. Yeah, it was full blown fog, fam. So I hear you. It was like 39 this morning. I took the kids to school, and that was at like 7:40. So it's getting nippy.
Like, I'm not built for this. I'm not built for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I got my little tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure, because I know with next week coming up, lots of holiday plans and things like that. I want to be feeling good. So
that's fast.
So definitely doing that. But yeah, you're doing okay though.
Doing straight, man. Like you said, holidays are just around the corner. Some days off coming up. You know what I'm saying? Jobs. So
did you get your shopping done? Did you do a lot of shopping this year, or get anything? Or
no, not yet, man. I'm actually gonna do that this weekend. So I'm gonna knock all my stuff out this weekend. So I'll be done this weekend and just be ready to chill for all next week.
That's what's up. Yeah. I'm kind of the same. Like I got some things tucked away, but I still want to do more. So we'll see.
For sure.
I always end up going crazy at the end and just being get more and more. So we'll see how it goes this year. But hopefully we can secure a couple bags, you know what I'm saying, make the holiday season even sweeter. That's what we're here to do for sure today.
Exactly.
So we'll go ahead and get into this thing, man. We do want to say we appreciate everybody that follows along. We appreciate the likes, comments, engagement. If you're here with us, don't be afraid to throw your picks out there. If you're watching later, you can put your picks in the comments. And I'm thinking we might have to start doing like some like random little prizes or some shout outs for people who are getting picks right. We've seen some comments and some good insight, so we love to share that
for sure
with y'all. So
completely
all right,
agree.
that being said, we'll go ahead and pop up into this, get this thing knocked out in about the next couple 20-25 minutes here, starting with our little example. As we always do, we have Washington versus Philadelphia, and this is actually a matchup this week. This is not the accurate line, like I said, just an example, but we have our line, our totals, and our money line over here. You know, the line is how much that team has to win by. The total is the total points scored by both teams, and you pick the over or the under. So we always talk about those, but this week we're going to be doing it a little bit different. We're actually bringing some little NFL news that might impact the betting spreads. One thing was Jaguars fired Urban Meyer amid controversy. There was been a lot of turmoil, I guess, ever since he started. So ESPN has like a really nice timeline of like since he was hired, all the different things that have kind of contributed and led up to this week. But of course, they're also terrible. So we'll see later on when we do our full in week 15 picks, like what we think about that. But I'm curious though, do you think right now, Strizzy, does that give the Jaguars a boost this weekend, or does that hurt them more losing their coach?
I don't know. It depends, man. I think losing your head coach mid-season always hurts before it gets better.
Yeah.
I feel like, but who knows, man, because they're talking about all the bad decisions that he's made in his, short tenure there. So, I know Myles Gaskin is looking for an uptick in carries. He's been kind of been out of the rotation.
Robinson,
my bad. Yeah, Robinson, my fault. But yeah, so Robinson, hopefully he'll get back into getting his 20 to 25 carries a game, because I feel like they're so much better when that man's got the ball in his hands. So we'll see. But who better a team to play than the Houston Texans? You know what I mean? To kind of test it out. So that game's actually a little iffy for me. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get to that point in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to welcome Onk to the show. Hello from Texas. What's up, Onk?
Yep.
And I was hoping to see him for the holidays. We'll see if he's still going to make it out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes teams have a little bit of a lift. Maybe that will be a little bit just because Urban Meyer apparently wasn't the most friendly, and a lot of players weren't really feeling his style. So maybe it's just like something off their shoulders. They can kind of breathe easy and maybe play a little bit better. But like you said, though, the Texans, that's a good matchup to kind of mess with. We'll see.
Yeah.
One other thing going on right now, and we talked about this on Tuesday's Big Show, but just in general, COVID is just running rampant through all of sports. Football really got hit hard on Monday and Tuesday with positive tests. Hockey is having some postponements. Basketball is having some postponements. But The main ones we want to talk about this week are the Browns. They have 14 players on the COVID list. They also have their head coach on the COVID list. And then Washington is up to 21 positive tests, and that's including players and staff. So both of these teams have been decimated, and both of these teams are still playing this weekend. So those are some things that we – oh, go ahead.
Honestly, and I think for Washington, I think like 8 or 9 of those players are starters and potential starters. So like that's rough, you know what I mean? That sucks.
No, for sure. Like, and we've seen the betting lines like as of Monday to today completely changed for both of these teams. Washington was close, like with Philly. Now they're like, I think it's like an 8-point underdog.
Yeah, I think it's like 8 points.
And then the Browns were actually favorites going into their game against the Raiders, and now that they have kind of fallen back and they're actually underdogs going into this week, I think. So I think they went from like a 3-point favorite to a 3-point underdog or 3.5-point underdog. So definitely impacting our betting lines here. Want to welcome Grace to the show. What's up? Thank you for having, coming and being with us today. But she says COVID is definitely crazy, probably a mix of holiday and weather. And I do think so. Like, I think, we talked about a little bit, people are kind of relaxing, not taking it as serious because we're just over it. It's been almost 2 years of this. And then just, the cold, just general flu and sniffle season too. So it's a big mix. And I think it's a good reminder for all of us just to kind of take care, and try to stay as healthy as possible. I'm really not trying to have the vid, so we'll see.
No, I ain't got it yet. I'm not trying to see what it feel like. You know what
Exactly. I can just, I can just take other people's word for that one.
For sure.
So
live vicariously through that.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it, though. We'll do a quick recap of last week, but like we always say before we get into this section, this is not betting advice, not actual betting advice. Don't ride with us. You know what I'm saying? Just figure this out for your own. It's not our fault. But if your pockets are getting bigger and you thank us, that's cool too. We do accept tips. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, all right, that's what it is. Let's get into Strizzy, your week last week. It was a rough one, man. It was a rough one, huh?
It was. The Ravens came through barely by a point, say a point or a 0.5. But it's kind of funny, man. Like I figured that the Jags were going to lose. I didn't think they were going to get shut out, though. Right. You know what I mean? Like I thought that +9 was actually pretty solid. Figured they'd lose, but I didn't think they'd get literally blown out. I think it was like 20-0. I think they lost the Titans last week. But yeah,
that was a tough one, man. The Bengals one too. That was a very close game. We knew it was a pick 'em.
Super close. Yeah.
Went down to overtime. Bengals even scored in overtime, but San Francisco came back and got him. And that Ravens one for you. They came back late. Early on, it was looking like it was looking bad. I think it was like 20-0 or 24-0, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was definitely not looking good.
Yeah, snuck in though within that 2 points. So that's what's up. That's why betting on the underdog helps out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can kind of sneak in there, even if they don't win, you still get that wager win. So that's what's up, though. You did secure that one bag and avoided that 0-for-3 week. On the other hand, for me, I started off rough. It was so funny, though. The Steelers, man, this was looking like a bad one, too. And they almost came back. I was really rooting for them to score that last touchdown and then miss the 2-point conversion. So that they would win the 2.
Keep it close.
But at least they made the pick not look as bad, because early on the Steelers were just getting trounced.
It was getting
so, but they made it competitive for me. So that's what's up. The Seahawks, they handled business against the Texans. They got rolling. And then the Rams came through on that Monday night with a tough victory. They got out early, but then they held on late to beat the Cardinals. So 2 bags for me this week. That's what's up. So, you got the Ravens. I hit on those two. So drawing a little bit closer, you know what I'm saying? Trying to narrow that gap. And I've kind of set a stretch goal for both of us to get to 26 by the end of the week, or the end of the year. I'm sorry. So we have 4 more weeks left. I think we can do that. You know what I'm saying? I think we can definitely do that.
Yeah, we got this.
So that's kind of our goal going down the stretchers.
We got at least 4 more weeks of regular season, this week included. So we got this.
Yeah, I think so. I think so for sure. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk through your first lock of the week, Strizzy. What you got on this one?
Yeah, man. So I picked up the Eagles -7. I think it's still gonna be tough because it is a rivalry game. Washington football team is well coached, but I feel like they're hurting too bad with too many starters. McLaurin, I think, is out, concussion protocols. McKissick's out. Gibson's been hurt literally all year. Like all year, he's been hurt. He's never been not on the injury list. So,
right, even when he's playing, yeah,
exactly. I don't even know if Jalen Hurts is playing this week. I don't know if we're going to do another Minshew mania. You know what I'm saying? So, see how that goes. But I just feel like the Eagles coming off a bye week, I believe. They're healthy. They're not seeing as many, problems. 1 second. But yeah, I'm going Eagles this one.
All right, that's what's up. All right, Strizzy is going to deal with what's going on at his thing. I think those are the Christmas presents being delivered to me. You know what I'm saying? So I know he had a lot of deliveries coming through. So we'll hear back from him in just a second. Oh, yeah, that's the package I was looking for. That's what's up. See? So, all right, but no, I feel you on that one. I think that the Eagles, they definitely will benefit from Washington being out. It would have been a close game, all things considered, but I'm kind of with you on that one. They should get this W this week. So next up, I'm clicking on the wrong screen. My bad. All right, here you go. Next up,
Browns. Yeah, so it's kind of funny, man. So the Browns are also dealing with a lot of injuries too. But even Baker Mayfield's been injured pretty much, man, almost all season. They haven't really been throwing the ball anyway, and they're a ground team anyway. So Hunt and Chubb, they're both healthy. So I feel like as long as they're ready to go and not underneath of COVID protocols, I think the Browns are still okay. And I figure as the underdogs at home against I think the Raiders, I'm still taking the Browns.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that too. I mean, honestly, people have been saying like when Case Keenum came in and played for Baker Mayfield already, he was better. Like he was more consistent. So it's almost like an upgrade to have Baker out.
Seriously.
And then the Raiders, like you mentioned, I mean, the Raiders have pretty much fallen apart. So
yeah.
I still like Cleveland in this one as well too. And like you said, that's good odds getting them as an underdog. Earlier going into this week, like we talked about, I think they were like 3 or 4 point favorites. So
yeah, exactly. So I'll take that.
Yeah. All right, last log.
Yeah. So this one kind of scares me a little bit. Even when the Ravens aren't looking very good, they somehow tend to stay in games. But I feel like this game is going to 100% depend on how the Ravens offense holds up. But their secondary is completely depleted, man. I'm talking about safety and corner. That position is just depleted, and they have like no cover linebackers at the moment. So I feel like if the Ravens offense can't keep up, Aaron Rodgers is going to have kind of a field day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I'm taking Green Bay in this one. Ravens are my boys, so I hope I'm wrong on this one, but I don't know. I can't remember who they just hired, but it was one of those like desperation hires at safety or corner.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, man, we're
that desperate. Throwing people off the street, like
man, if we're that desperate, things are bad. So I don't know. I'm looking at Rodgers to go for like 400 this weekend, man. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. I kind of was with you on this one. I had this one as well, but I didn't want to kind of duplicate. But I'm with you. I think that they should win by a touchdown at least.
Yeah, at least.
All right, so there's Strizzy's 3 locks: the Eagles, the Browns, and the Packers. And those are locked in. Let me see. What do I got over here?
What you got, man? What
Patriots.
You got? Yeah.
Okay, so the Patriots are playing on Saturday against the Colts. And I think this is going to be a very tough game. But when I'm looking at the lines and I see the Patriots as an underdog, like even on the road, I'm thinking they're going to cover. I have faith in this team. It should be a really good game. Both teams like to just ground and pound, run the ball. Yeah. So I'm thinking it should be low scoring. And I'm thinking like Carson Wentz versus Bill Belichick, like who's going to really make more mistakes. The Colts have been dependent on getting turnovers in order to win some of these games that they've been in these last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. I don't see that happening against the Patriots. So I got the Patriots to cover. I got my faith in Mac Jones.
Me too. If the Patriots can beat the Bills with throwing just 3 times for 19 yards and 200, yeah, I'm with you on that. I almost chose this one too. And funny story, I actually had a feeling you were going to choose this game, so I stayed away from it. But this was one of my locks too, man. But I was like, I'm gonna let AW get this one. So yeah, man.
Yeah, the Patriots are kind of my boys out there. I love Bill Belichick. So
yeah, man. Yeah, I too. So yeah, I'm with you.
I got faith in him, to come through with the game plan. So this one is another one that I'm like, oh, I don't know about this one. The Texans +4. They're playing the Jaguars, and it is a division game. Yeah. But the Texans aren't that bad. And for me, again, when I'm just scanning the odds and I see that they're a 4-point underdog against the Jags, who basically have been trash all year and just fired their coach, have made all this controversy, I'm thinking this might be a good spot for the Texans to cover and kind of sneak in a win there. So
for sure.
So I'm going with the Texans, but I could be way off on this one. We'll see. We could see a different Jags team without Urban Meyer. But I'm
Yeah,
thinking, I think the Texans are going to hang in there, and I think the Texans are actually going to win this game. So
right.
I got the Texans on that one. And then my last lock of the week is the Rams. So the Rams are playing the Seahawks, another division game, another tough call. But I think after last week, the Rams kind of breathed new life. They beat the Cardinals, which was a tough spot, and they were kind of down without some players.
Yeah,
And them playing in Seattle this week, they have a chance to get right back in the division race.
for sure.
So I think that they'll cover. I think that they should at least win by a touchdown and kind of keep that momentum going. So I'm on the Rams this week as well.
I'm with you on that one. I totally agree with you on that. And didn't they lose to Seattle the first time? Didn't Seattle beat them last time?
They did, yes, exactly.
Yeah, so,
when they shouldn't have. So
yeah, well, they should have. Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like not necessarily a revenge game, but they ain't trying to lose twice to a division rivalry. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So,
Same reason why I liked them last week too against the Cardinals. I'm like, they are not going to lose twice to the Cardinals. Like,
yeah, they're too good of a team. If they were a worse team, I'd be like, okay, maybe these teams can get them in a sweep, but they're too good of a team for that.
Exactly. So there's my 3 locks. I got the Patriots and the Texans as underdogs and Rams as the favorites. So we'll see how those pan out. But we'll go ahead and jump into our full Week 15 NFL schedule, starting with tonight's game. I really like tonight's game, but I was a little bit scared, so that's why I kind of stayed away from it as my locks. But we have the Chiefs going up against the Chargers in LA tonight. And me personally, I'm going with the Chiefs on the road, although I think this is going to be a very tough game. I still see the Chiefs. I feel like they're back. I feel like they got the offense clicking. The defense is playing better than it ever has in years past. So I'm going with the Chiefs tonight. But who do you like on that one?
Same. I think it might be close, but I think the Chiefs kind of pulled away from it a little bit. I think they're kind of back and firing on all cylinders, so I think the Chiefs can get this one too.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm with that. Unc brought up something. I'll bring that up when we get to that Cardinals game as well. Good stuff there, Unc. I appreciate you reporting from the front lines. All right, so now we're gonna move into a little, this is like a little appetizer for us. We got 2 games on Saturday, so I kind of broke those out separately. And the first game on Saturday is that Las Vegas Raiders at Cleveland Browns game. I know you have this as one of your locks, Strizzy. I'm with you. I'm going with the Browns despite their status right now. So I think that the Browns win at home.
Agreed.
It should be kind of an ugly game too, probably like a snowy, cold game.
Yeah.
So like you said, that running game, if they got Chubb and Hunt, they can just hand them the ball, alternate them the whole game. And then another good one on Saturday, New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts. Who do you like in this one?
I'm with you, man. I'm taking New England too. I like the Colts, but kind of like you said, they're very dependent on turnovers, which New England really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And they keep Mac Jones from making a lot of mistakes. I think they kind of gave him a little, I think they extended his leash a little too much at the beginning of the season. So that's why we were seeing a lot of like turnovers and interceptions at the beginning. And I think since Bill Belichick has kind of like reined in a little bit, we've seen almost no turnovers from Mac Jones. And now they're rolling. So just smart decisions all the way through. So we're not going to see a lot of turnovers, and New England can run with the best of them just the way the Colts can. So, and you already know Bill Belichick is planning for their running game wholeheartedly. So like they're looking at Wentz to beat them, and I don't think Wentz can beat them.
Exactly. I'm with you on that. Okay. Good stuff there. All right. Moving into Sunday morning, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry to say, man, I'm going with the Bills. I know that I feel like you're on them too. The Bills just play so good after a loss, and that was a tough loss last week. Yeah. I expected them to beat the Panthers pretty easily.
Bro, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. The Bills have shut out every team, almost every team after a loss. So they lost 2 in a row because you play the Patriots and then the Bucks. But aside from that, after they lose, they literally shut out the team afterwards. Literally like 35-0, 25-0, 41-0. Like, and the Carolina Panthers, unfortunately for me, are not a good team this year. So, man, I'm looking at I think the spread was like -10.
Yeah,
they gonna get that. They gonna get that, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going Bills too. And they're at home. Yeah, man, it's a wrap.
Yeah, no, I feel you. They're going to get back on track. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to Detroit to play the Lions. And Unc did say he thinks Andre Hopkins is out for a couple weeks, knee surgery. They did confirm that Hopkins is going to be out the rest of the regular season, but that he may be back for the playoffs, depending on how far they go and how the schedule works out. So even without Hopkins, though, I do think that the Cardinals get back on track and win this game.
They're so deep at receiver. I had this conversation yesterday with our boy, certified loser boy, David. And yeah, we were talking about, but it kind of bothered me. We'll probably talk about this a little bit more on the Tuesday show, but they're so deep at receiver, they'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Detroit's scrappy. They're fighting, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see them coming up with a win in this one. If they do, then the Cardinals have more problems than we thought.
Exactly.
Next up, New York Jets at Miami Dolphins.
Ooh, I like Miami at this one. I think Miami takes this. But they're hurting, I think, a little bit too. I think they have a couple of injuries, maybe some COVID listers too. Not as big as say the Cleveland or Washington football team, but I think they'll be okay. I think they got this one pretty easily.
I think so too. The only thing that kind of makes me a little nervous is it is a division game, but the Jets are looking pretty bad, and I don't think that they can get this done on the road. So I'm going with my Dolphins.
Exactly.
And next up, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team at New York Giants. I'm definitely going with the Cowboys. The Giants are hurting, and the Cowboys just need this. They have a chance to clinch the division if they win and there's an Eagles loss. So we'll see. Or no, sorry, if they win and the Eagles win, then they'll clinch the division. So I'm going with the Cowboys in this one.
Yeah, me too. New York hasn't looked good all year. They're still really struggling, and Dallas is actually playing good defensive ball right now, which is kind of crazy. But
shocking.
Kudos to them, man. So yeah, I think Dallas wins this game. It's a division game, so I don't know if it's a blowout entirely, but I think Dallas pulls through.
For sure, yeah, I'm with you. Next up, another division game from the NFC East, the Washington football team at the Philadelphia Eagles. I know you mentioned this one on your locks. I'm going with the Eagles as well. I think that Washington's just a little bit too decimated, and then also I think that their 4-game winning streak is kind of catching up to them. I think that they're kind of leveling off to where they probably should have been playing at. So I'm going with the Eagles on that one.
I agree, and I think I'm not sure if Minshew's playing. I haven't looked it up yet, but if he's playing, I think he wants to build off the week he had last week. He was hype, like super, super hype. They were actually able to throw the ball and not just run it. So if they could add a passing game to that already really good ground game, watch out.
Get this thing going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. And I think you're right. He is going to be playing again. So,
okay.
Next up, the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, this is like a rock'em sock'em game. This is like a very physical game, and this is a coin flip to me.
I don't like this one at all.
I'm kind of leaning Pittsburgh because they're at home, and they started to get some offense going late in that game last week. I feel like the 2-minute drill works so much better for them than their traditional offense.
Yeah.
And if they can score points, Tennessee struggles to score points, especially with their running game just all messed up. They've been out of whack, even though they've still kind of found ways to win.
Yeah.
But I think I am going with Pittsburgh at home on this one.
I think I'm going with Pittsburgh too. Like you said, especially because they're at home. AJ Brown too is also on IR. You know what I mean? It's like they're missing players from their passing game, from their running game. Pittsburgh right now is so dependent on how Big Ben plays, though. You know what I mean? Like, they start out, almost every game they start off slow, they get behind and have to somehow come back. You know what I mean? Just to lose the game or to somehow come back and win it. Hopefully, if they can get their offense started early with Big Ben, I think Tennessee's in trouble. But I'm taking Pittsburgh at home too.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Next up, Houston Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm taking the Texans in an upset, if you can call it an upset. Even though these two teams are both bottom barrel, but who do you like in this one?
Same, man. I'm with you. I chose Houston as one of my picks too, but I didn't actually pick them. But I like them as the upset, like, as an underdog, I guess. But I feel like they might be able to get some things together, but it always sucks losing, like you said, like losing your coach midweek. Things change. Now they're gonna have to change. They're probably gonna change the game plan. You know what I mean? Midweek, and midweek. That's just not. That's not a lot of time. You know what I mean, to really get ready. So, but luckily for them, they are at home, so they will get a couple of extra days of non-travel time. You know what I mean?
Right.
To school or some things. But I like Houston, man. I think Houston gets this done.
I agree. And Unk, thank you for the picks. Unk is with us on all of the picks except for the Titans. He's got the Titans on the road, which is still a solid pick. It just depends on if they can get something out of their running backs. But I like that. Now moving into Sunday afternoon, we got Cincinnati Bengals at Denver Broncos. So I want to hear how you're feeling about this game. This is a game I'm staying away from. I really can't call
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, this one's actually really, really tough, man. Cincinnati looks good and they don't look good, or they get these good leads and then they let teams back in, or they completely obliterate a team. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
They're
it's like
just
blowout, or they start out good and then let the team come back. And I feel like this could be one of those games because of Denver's defense, and they're going to Denver to play. You know what I mean? So I'm with you. I'm probably staying away from this one. It's kind
as
of a
far as
it's kind of
betting
a
on it,
coin
yeah.
flip, but a dangerous coin flip. It's almost like a coin flip, you know what I'm saying? With I don't know, but like if I had to but having to make a choice, I think I'm gonna go with Cincy, but I don't feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? But I'm probably gonna go with Cincy.
I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of leaning towards Cincy only because I feel like if they can score points, Denver
Right,
probably can't keep up with them. They're
right.
they're just too reliant on their defense and their running game. But that's really tough one. Like I don't know. Both teams were orange. Like it's just a lot. Like dude, I don't know. Like,
For real.
but I think I am going to go with Cincinnati on the road. Um, I'm reserving the right to change that pick though.
For sure.
Next up, we have Atlanta Falcons at San Francisco 49ers. I feel like 49ers at home should blow them out.
For sure. I'm taking Niners too as well.
Um, this is an interesting one that we talked about a little bit. Seattle Seahawks at Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Rams, man. I just think it's their time to get things together, but I don't want to totally count out Seattle either.
No, definitely. Definitely. It's tough, especially with Wilson playing well. Wilson playing
Yeah.
well is completely different. You know, I mean, they don't look good without him, but somehow he's that guy. He's that good to help a bad team win games. But I'm thinking Los Angeles too, man. They looked really spry last week, and they don't want to lose to this team twice.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Unk has Seattle in the upset though, so
Okay.
watch out for that.
Good.
Next up, Green Bay at Baltimore. I know you picked Green Bay on your locks. I'm going with Green Bay as well. Baltimore's just dealing with too much. And
Hmm.
honestly, I'm just impressed how well they stayed afloat this far. I mean,
Yeah.
Baltimore has been being hit with injuries. They lost all their running backs, in the preseason. Like it's just been like building up and building up. And I think it's finally come to a point where they just can't sustain anymore, especially with Lamar being out. So
Yeah. Exactly. It's gonna be
um,
rough too.
that's a tough one. This next one, New Orleans Saints at Tampa Bay Bucks. It's an NFC South rivalry.
Yeah.
This should be closer than maybe it seems, but I'm still going with Tampa Bay. I just think New Orleans just doesn't have enough for them.
They don't. New Orleans always actually plays Tampa Bay fairly well, but that's usually with Drew Brees at the helm, and they don't got that no more. So I'm taking Tampa Bay too.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the Monday night game, I do want to welcome 1777 memorabilia. Asking what pick do we have for today? The Chiefs or the Chargers? We did do that pick, and we both have the Chiefs. It's going to be a tough game, but I think we have the Chiefs, and they're probably going to cover. It's a 3-point spread right now. The Chiefs just look like they got everything firing. The Chargers can win, but I think it's going to take a perfect game from them and a little bit of a little bit of mistakes from the Chiefs, and I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, they're playing well right now.
Yeah, but I do want to say thank you for joining the show. Thank you for commenting, and I love memorabilia, so I might have to be checking out what's going on over there with you. So that's what's up. All right, let's jump into this Monday night matchup. Hold on, let me pull that up. So Monday Night Football, we got the Vikings and the Bears, a classic NFC North rivalry. Who do you like in this game?
It's kind of tough, man. I think I like the Vikings in this one. I think the Bears showed a lot of heart last week. Justin Fields played really well in the first half of that game, but I like the Vikings. They looked really good this last week. They scored a lot of points. Justin Jefferson looked great. Dalvin Cook looked freaking amazing. Like he tore them up, tore the Steelers up. So we'll see though. But I like the Vikings in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you, but something's pulling me to the Bears. Like I don't really know if I can justify it, but I think I'm picking the Bears. Like I think this might be a chance for them to put a little bit more together. Last week, like you said, they played a great first half.
Yeah.
Justin Fields was going well. But I don't know, man. The Vikings are another team where it's just like as soon as I think I know that they're doing well, like they screw me over. So
I know.
I'm like torn on this one, but I think I'm gonna go with the Bears at home and a little bit of an upset.
Okay.
I don't know. Also, though, with the updates, he says Bears will have several players on the COVID list. so that might hurt it. I might have to take a better look at that. One
Yeah,
advantage we have is it's not till Monday night, so these things can still change. We can get more information, but I don't know why I'm leaning Bears. Like I said, I can't really justify it, but I might take a flyer on them this week.
I got you.
We'll see. But that is the full Week 15 NFL schedule. No more bye weeks at all. And depending on your fantasy league, how your fantasy league is set up, I think most playoffs are starting this week.
Yeah,
So good luck to all of our fantasy players out there. I was lucky enough to get a bye in Strizzy's league, so
yeah.
I'm like hoping that my players don't have too great of a performance and waste all the playoff points this week. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. A lot of division games, a lot of things to be decided over these last 3-4 weeks,
For real.
um, and a lot of tough matchups to call. So it should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I definitely appreciate all y'all that are rocking with us and made your picks along with us. Love the engagement. Love the chatter. But that was Week 15. Secure the bag. Let me go up here to this big screen and just talk to you, Strizz. You got anything you wanted to mention before we dip out of here?
No, man, I'm solid. I think those all the picks I think are really, really solid. I think we pretty much, except for the very last one, we're pretty much same, you know what I'm saying, as usual. But yeah, no, that's it.
That's it. That's what's up then. All right. That was our Week 15 Secure the Bag. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the fun YouTube things. We love seeing y'all here. We would love to have more of your friends join. If you have people that follow the NFL picks, don't be afraid to share it. And then also Tuesday nights, every night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, every Tuesday, we will go live with our big show, our big Say Like a Champ, that just goes through the weekly recap of all of the different sports. So join us in there. We'll be recapping week 15. We'll be doing our little scoreboard, and then we'll be back for week 16. Secure the bag next Thursday. So thank you all. I appreciate y'all. 17-7 Millie says good week 15 to all. We definitely need those vibes. You know what I'm saying? My bet MGM is calling me, so I'm hoping to I'm hoping to hit some things and hope to secure the bag. So
Get this money.
That's what it is. We'll see y'all next time. We love and appreciate y'all. Stay safe. Stay well. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.
Peace.